Hey everyone, welcome to another episode of Trading Bitcoin with your host Tone Vase. We took a little bit of a break, obviously, this entire past week with the passing of our dear good friend Tyler Jenks. I hope you guys watched the video that Leah and I did this Saturday, where got a chance to just talk about Tyler a little bit. I had comments and live chat turned off for that one. It actually was really nice not to have the live chat going. It was kind of peaceful. I'll see. I have the live chat open right now. We'll see how that goes. But I actually wouldn't mind, having a peace of mind and turning off the live chat. It is like definitely less distracting. All right, let's go right into the charts. Maybe I'll do a little bit of Q&A. We will see. But let's go to screen share. I'm going to start rewatching a bunch of Tyler Jenks's videos. I'm going to try and pick up some stuff. I got to, talk to Socrates and Leah. We'll see. I mean, maybe they could continue Tyler's work. They can keep Lucid, the channel going, teach Hyperwave and Consensio at upcoming, conferences at Unconfiscatable, and, try to do more workshops, things like that. We'll see. No idea which direction things are going to go. Oh, man, I hate it when I can't move this thing over to the other monitor. Oh, well. Okay, tonebase.com, this website, we're going to order a couple of things around a little bit. As was announced this past weekend, I am trying to put together a financial summit. It's literally called the Financial Summit. And it hopefully it'll be more than a single one. This is going to take place in Bali. I know Bali is very challenging to get to if you're in the US, especially. Even from Europe, it's a little challenging. But Bali is a place that I always wanted to go to. I have not been to Indonesia yet. And we decided to do it in Bali at a very high-end resort. The price tag is not small. The price tag is one Bitcoin with a $9,000 floor. That means if the price of Bitcoin falls below 9,000, the price will be 9,000 converted into Bitcoin, of course. And it's for high net worth individuals. It's for very advanced trading education. It's to connect hedge funds and traders with profitable strategies. I mean, a week, this is 6 nights long. 6 nights at this resort is actually taking up a significant chunk of that. And of course, the stay at the hotel and all the amenities that are listed here. Everything's included. You could submit your strategy. Not everyone wants to share their strategies, but a lot of people do. So if you care to share your strategy and you're one of 5 to 10 people selected to present that strategy, we will, of course, provide a bit of a discount, which is at 50%. It's like the only way to get a discount here. All right. I'm going to put, we're going to put instructors. It'll be the usual suspects, people from my YouTube channel that our guests are going to be there in attendance and showing you their advanced trading techniques and money management techniques. Unfortunately, Tyler will not be able to make it to teach money management and longer term retirement investing, but we will still cover that. I can do it, and hopefully I can get someone that's smarter than me to do it. Okay. Unconfiscatable website is also, that's Willie's chart. If you go back to tonebase.com, we will be launching Unconfiscatable again. Unconfiscatable is back. I am slowly getting in touch with the other speakers. All of the other speakers, about half of them have already said they will be back, and we will be updating this website a little bit. But the new dates are now public. Registration's not opened yet, but it will be 20 to 23 of February. All right, that's it for the announcements, guys. Please check out the affiliates page as usual if you want to support. Also, upcoming workshops, and I'll be in Dallas, and the risk management webinar is coming up. next weekend, I believe, actually. This weekend coming up. All right, let's go to the charts. I can do announcements all day. Like there's like a million things that are going on. Everyone is asking about how Tyler Jenks passed away. I don't believe it's a secret. I know Ugly Old Goat mentioned it on his channel. Tyler Jenks had a heart attack, and he died pretty quickly. He even in the ambulance going to the hospital, it was already pronounced. So that's what happened. Okay, so the month is coming to an end. We'll take a look at the monthly closing once the month ends. I know there was some volatility last night, but looking at the weekly chart, that volatility is not noticeable at all. Now, this happened right at the end of the day. So that volatility last night brought last week's candle, because last night was Sunday. Volatility last night brought last week's candle almost down to the prior week's low. So this means that last week's low was at $9,111. The prior week's low was at $9,050. Now, remember the rules of sequential. The rules of sequential say that a short trade activates, at least my rules. That's how I used to trade sequential. The rules say that a short trade activates once a candle with a red number on it, in this case, last week's red 2, starts trading below the prior candle's low. Now, it's very unfortunate, once again, that the short trade that using sequential on a weekly scale, there's not a very good short trade, because now all we've done is move this red line up by about 50 points. That's it. That means that a short trade on a weekly scale will not activate unless the current week's candle starts trading below $9,100. Now, that's not that far away from our current price, but it's certainly pretty damn far away from the high of 14,000 that was reached, 3 weeks ago. And while we have not yet made a new low, the price of Bitcoin is down over about 34% or so. And this is not a very bullish looking picture. We all know prices can do anything that they like and they can go up. But on a weekly scale, we have not had a red 3 in quite a while. Now, the last time this happened was right here, and the price bounced off of the 200-week moving average. And I didn't believe this was the secondary low at the time. I thought it was way too close to the primary low and way too soon in time to the primary low. So this wasn't tradable for me, anticipating a big move up. Hindsight's always 20/20, and go up high we did. Now, the weekly chart here is in a bit of a problem. You are sitting right at support on the 38% Fibonacci based on weekly scales, but there's absolutely no support between 9,000 and 7,000. There is nothing here. Bitcoin never established a support area as it went straight up. And when you don't establish any areas of support, when you go straight up, you tend to then go straight down, okay? This is pretty much what happened over here as well. Bitcoin never really established any real support as it broke above 3,000. It established some support at 5,000, but that's it. And then it went straight up. So when it was time to break down from the $6,000 area, I really thought that 5,000 could hold the price because there was a little bit of support there. But after 5,000, it was straight down to 3. There was nothing that Bitcoin really did in the $4,000 range at all. Nothing in the 4,000 was ever relevant. And we went straight down to 3K. So it's not good when prices go straight up because they tend to then go straight down. Now, the other thing we can do at this point, now that we are down 30%, I don't really necessarily need those Fibonacci's, and I also don't want to clutter the chart. But I want to draw a new Fibonacci set here from the low to the high. I know it does start to get a little cluttered, which is something I don't like. But if I draw the new Fibonacci set, I actually don't know which is which now. This is the new one. So based on the new Fibonacci set, we've already broken the 38% retrace from the $3,100 low to the $14,000 high. And because we have broken the 38% Fibonacci, it is now very likely that we're going to go all the way down to the 62% retrace, which currently sits at 7,200. Okay, so it's not looking that great based on weekly scales. The daily chart also looks troublesome. Now, the good thing for the daily chart is, well, there's two good things. One, this 7 candle, yesterday's candle, is a reversal candle. And based on trading off of reversal candles, a bullish trade activates once a candle starts trading above the reversal candle. Now, I would not have taken this bullish trade for several reasons. That's the good news. The other good news, there's one more piece of good news. The good news is in about 2 hours, we're going to have a daily 9 on Bitcoin daily chart. I don't know if it's going to be a daily 9 across all exchanges, but probably will be a 9 across all exchanges. But and that is a sign of potential reversal. However, here's the bad news. The bad news is we have now came back to the prior swing low. The prior swing low broke setup trend, never made a 9, but broke setup trend. This means that when a 9 is established in about 2 hours, that is one of those 9s that only tends to lead to a, probabilistically speaking, to a 1 to 4 candle correction followed by more downside. Traditionally speaking, this area was supposed to reverse the price to new highs. When it doesn't, and we come back to the prior swing low, very likely this low will get taken out and a new low gets made. So if I had to, if I was forced to guess, I would say sometime in the first 2 weeks of August, I give it about a 70% chance that we are going to go sub $9,000. Okay. Now, a 70% chance is not a 100% chance, right? We can go to new all-time highs tomorrow. But right now, if I was to take a trade in Bitcoin, I would be looking to short Bitcoin instead of going long Bitcoin. And if I'm wrong, that's why I set stop losses. All right, guys, let's look at the 12-hour chart. Now, the 12-hour chart never made it to a 9, and the 12-hour chart reset. My 12-hour chart's getting kind of cluttered. Let's clean this up a little bit, okay? Here are the prior double top. A break of this double top, a break of this double top at 13,000, I believe will send Bitcoin to new all-time highs. The question is, when are we going to break 13,000 again? It may not happen this year, okay? So the question is when. I don't really need this green line anymore because, well, no, I can still use it. I can slide it over. See, this is a lower area double top, right? So what we can do is I can still say that if we break this area, we are very likely to go significantly higher. And then we break this area, we are likely to go higher still. Now, we may not break this area for a long time either, right? Because this is not a very good looking posture. I'm not exactly sure why this blue line is here. Maybe it's because I said, hey, if you short here and now we've fallen, that becomes a new stop loss. I don't remember, but we're going to redo them anyway. So according to 12-hour trading, your short trade would have activated once the red 2 went below the red 1, and you pretty quickly went 5%. I'm not really sure why I have that up there. Now, ultimately speaking, yesterday we went all the way down to 9,100 or whatever this was. What's the price on it? Yeah, 90. Oh yeah, we said 9,111. And the 12-hour never made it to a 9. Now the 12-hour, however, so that was the short trade being activated. Now, once this price flipped, now the green 2 never went above a green 1, but my stop loss probably would have gotten hit. I would be out of this short trade. A new short trade based on a 12-hour chart would have activated at approximately current prices at 9,400, and we're currently sitting just above that, okay? Now, where would my stop loss be? Well, I know Bitcoin can, whipsaw pretty badly. It'd probably be above the swing high, okay? But in any case, that's also not a great trade. Right here on a 12-hour chart, we did wick below these lows, but now we've established pretty much a double bottom. A double bottom at 9,100. That means to me, if Bitcoin falls below 9,100 again and actually closes there on a candle, even on a 12-hour candle, that's pretty bearish to me. And that could potentially establish another big drop. If another big drop comes, I don't see any support until maybe here. That should be in the $7,100 range. Oh, wow, that's way lower. Jeez, that's not good. Yeah, sorry, guys. I don't see any support. It might be there, but I don't see it. So, see, that's problematic. In order to maintain bullish momentum, Bitcoin really needed to bounce from this $9,000 area or this area here at 8,900. This $8,900 to $9,100 area really needed to hold to reverse the price, but the price needed to go back to the prior double top. Not being able to do that and coming back to the $9,000 low creates a very dangerous environment where if we break below 9,000, a lot of people that bought into this pump are going to panic sell, okay? Now, will the buyers step up? We will find out, okay? I'm not stepping up in this area. I'm going to wait to see a more substantial reversal or significantly lower prices, okay? Like, I'm not planning to go all in until at least 4,000. I'm happy to buy a breakout, but I'm not going to catch a falling knife here because I always found this big run up to be, not natural, even for Bitcoin. So I don't really need that. Okay. Lower level time frames, the 4-hour. You see, this is a classic pattern that continues to repeat. You establish a swing low, you then break set swing low. Is this up to date? Yeah, it is. So this was the big drop. Oh, that was the big drop and swing up. You establish a swing low, you then break the swing low, establish a new swing low, and go up and get rejected by the prior established swing low. This is very, very classic. Now you drop this line down. You make it a best fit line. You're flirting with this line. You're pulling down to it at like 93.75 and then bouncing off of it. But once the candle looks like it's going to close below this line, Bitcoin is in trouble. Now you can see the setup trend line held up that big crash. And if you are following the 4-hour with sequential, I mean, you've seen it time and time again on my channel, how the setup trend line always bounces the price. That's a pretty well-established line. Now, I would have been too chicken shit to catch this falling knife as it was falling, because I kept an eye on my phone and I'm like, oh my God, Bitcoin's going to break 9,000. I mean, like at this low, I was bearish because I'm looking at the higher level time frames. I'm looking at this right here. We're about to break prior swing low. I'm looking at this right here. We're breaking prior swing low. Now, we may not do it on this first shot. We may do it a couple of days later, but the odds are pretty high that we are going to fall and touch this 128-day moving average. Currently sits at 8,000. So there is some support at 8,000 based on daily charts. Look at the hourly. Oh, actually, turn that off for a second. Somebody gave me some indicators to try. I was playing around with it. Don't know how to use it yet, though. Oh, I dropped sequential as well. That did not work, did it? Okay. Yeah, no, 5-minute chart is not where I normally trade or analyze. So we're looking at the hourly chart. The hourly chart is completely consolidating. This was that big candle that dropped down. The hourly chart isn't very useful at this moment. I see a question, Adrian. I'll take a look in a second. So the Bitcoin dominance hit a 9. Let's see if this will take us to new high. I don't really need this gold to silver ratio. I'm going to close it. Ethereum is hanging in there by a thread, right? So everything I said about Bitcoin also applies. You know, it's just general views on trading. So Ethereum has established this support line at 0.021. And if it breaks this support at 0.021, Ethereum versus Bitcoin is in serious trouble. Litecoin is no different. Litecoin, well, actually, Litecoin is a little bit different. Litecoin bounced off of a daily 9 versus Bitcoin, and it's established in this horizontal range. But Litecoin's halving is coming up like next week, I think, right? Like sometime in early August. And if Litecoin can't, substantially rise in value, it'll be in serious trouble, because then I think miners will just, go start mining other script coins. Litecoin, like other altcoins, do not have the kind of, I'll support the system till, even when people think it's dead, I'll keep supporting it because I need it for my business. Litecoin doesn't have that, right? Bitcoin does. That's one of the reasons why Litecoin and all other altcoins become endangered. Like Litecoin isn't critical to anyone. Bitcoin is very critical to a lot of companies now and people. Ethereum is also somewhat critical to a lot of companies and people. The problem with Ethereum is that it's technologically not scalable, but Bitcoin is. You know what? We'll skip those. GBTC is definitely coming down. You can see how. I would like for it to come down or lower so I can, buy GBTC for my retirement portfolio. Mining profitability. I always believe that mining profitability will come back to this yellow line. If it comes back to this yellow line before the halving, that means Bitcoin has fallen back to 3,000. If it comes back to this line after the halving, then that means that Bitcoin fell in price to about 6,000. We'll see. The dollar is on the verge of a new 2-year high. This is insanely bullish. It is on a combo 13, but I think it has momentum off this reversal candle of the setup trend line. This means that the euro is in trouble. And you can see how the euro keeps holding this setup trend line. This setup trend line has been around since 2017. This setup trend line is now 2 years old. And it's still holding, but I think next week it's going to crack. And the euro is in trouble. I mean, it's not in that much of trouble. I mean, the euro was lower than it is now. But like I said, when I was leaving Europe, I made sure I wasn't leaving Europe with euros because I think I'll be able to buy them cheaper. Gold. Gold had a nice rally here. Now, this is interesting because the dollar is pretty strong right now and gold is doing well. Now, I would have been careful with the weekly gold 9 here, but hey, we're establishing a green 1, and next week we might have a green 2 going above that green 1, and that's pretty bullish, even though the way it went up was definitely a bit strange. I mean, at the moment, I'm still cautious on gold, but hey, if the trend is bullish, the trend is bullish. I'm happy. I have some gold coins, and if gold goes much higher, might be time to sell some of those coins, right? So where would I be interested in selling those gold coins? It's a good question. We'll see. Maybe gold has a chance at new all-time highs. But it'd be great. Like if gold goes to like 1,1600 and Bitcoin drops to like 4,000, I'm happy to convert all my gold coins into Bitcoin. I don't really care about that. The S&P 500, the day is over. Tomorrow's candle has already started in the futures market. And we're a little bit toppy here, but maybe we'll make it to a 9. Maybe we can have like a push over this week. The weekly chart is on an 8. So next week there'll be a top in 9 on a 9 sequential on a weekly scale. So I'm keeping an eye on that. You can take a look at a few stocks. Oh, wait, I wanted to get to your question, Adrian. Can we assume Bitcoin will most probably be in a bull market at halving in May? If yes, and if we're in a bear market, what's the last month you would see the price not possible to go down anymore? Okay, so this could get tricky. I would rather be more cautious than, Moon Boy, in that you can't automatically assume that Bitcoin is going to be bullish at the halving. Because if Bitcoin does continue to pull back here into the halving is going to be very problematic for many miners. So there's an assumption that the halving will rally the price because it happened the last two halvings. But maybe not, okay? Because if the price is coming down into the halving and the halving forces miners to shut down, we could have a bit of a hash rate issue, and it will take a while for hash rate to reset. A lot of shitcoiners are probably, praying for this event. So if the price of Bitcoin is on the low side going into the halving, and the expectation is miners are shutting down, a spam attack from the Bcash people and BSV people and all the other scammers, right? Like a spam attack from them at that time, a coordinated attack could really make Bitcoin transactions expensive and slow, like it did back in 2017, right? Remember, companies like blockchain.info and BitPay and many others still haven't adopted SegWit. They're still keeping your transactions slow and expensive. Lots of business interests are there to make Bitcoin look bad. All of these people could coordinate attack Bitcoin around the time of the halving if the price of Bitcoin is, say 7,000 or under, right? And forcing miners to make hard decisions. That could cause more miners to, shut down. That could cause more people to panic. So don't necessarily assume that in May, Bitcoin is going to be bullish. It will probably be bullish, but don't automatically assume that. It was very different at the last half. What do I think 2 years out? I think that 2 years out, Bitcoin will be above 10,000. I mean, that's the best I can give you, right? Like someone asked me, where do I think the price of Bitcoin will be at the end of 2019? And I said under 10K. That was my answer, under 10K. Do I think the price of Bitcoin will be under 10K at the end of 2020? Probably not. A lot less likely. I believe that the price of Bitcoin will be over 10K in 2020. And I do believe that the price of Bitcoin will probably be in around 20K vicinity by the end of 2021. Now, when it finally breaks 20K, it will go up quickly. So if we break 20K next year, we will go up quickly. Remember, it only took us like a week to get from 10,000 to 20,000. It might take us 3 weeks to get from 20,000 to 40,000. The question is, when are we going to break 20,000? I don't know what TWST is. Oh, we're looking at Lyft right here. I'm pretty sure I mentioned this 9 on Lyft. Would have been a nice, get out of Lyft and potentially go short. The 5 candle today did not look good at all. I wouldn't hold it through earnings or anything like that. But let's see if this 9 plays out. That's the first 9. This is the first TD sequential anything on Lyft. And look how nicely it played out. This was the top, even the candle top was never touched. Well, maybe the following day it did. What's the closing on this candle? 67.45. And the high here, 67.38. Right. So the opening of this candle, the closing of this candle wasn't touched. The high certainly didn't even come close. And the short trade activates somewhere around this red line. Granted, we went back above that entry, but today the price just tanked. So, you hit a 9, the first 9 on Lyft, top to bottom, you're down almost 8%. Realistically, candle close to candle close, 5%. I mean, that's pretty good, right? For the first for a stock in a couple of days, that's very good. The first 9 hitting lift, that's not bad. I'll take it. TWST, what is that? Twist Bioscience Corporation. Never heard of it. Interesting. On a sequential 13 daily, pretty good run up. Man, too bad sequential didn't call this bad boy. Would have been nice. But also earnings related. Earnings is coming up, so I wouldn't touch it. Now, it's a bit of a double edge right here. You're on a sequential 13. So that tells you to take some profit. But you also hit a 9 and you went through it, right? You're on a green 2 above a green 1 above a 9. It's I would be looking at long here. This sequential 13 is coming from a 9 long ago over here. So where is this one coming from? Oh, we never broke setup trend. And we never made a 9 to the downside. So this sequential 13. Oh, no. Yeah, see, this is a strange situation. This is very rare. This is why there's free code and code that costs money. This S13 is actually coming from this 9 back here. This S13, the one that completed first, is coming from this 9 over here. That's because this S13 has been deferred since May of this year. So I would not take this S13 too seriously. I would still be bullish this stock, playing the setup phase, looking for a double 9. Hope that explains it. Kind. Someone says, futures control Bitcoin. Why do maximalists ignore it? I don't know if this has anything to do with maximalists. If futures control Bitcoin, then it should be easy for you to know how they control it, and you should be a billionaire by now. The thing is, everyone always talks about, well, the plunge protection team controls the stock market from going down. Fine. Then buy the stock market and make money. Like, I don't understand what the complaint is, right? Like, futures control Bitcoin. Excellent. You know how? Then go profit off of that, right? I allow price to tell me everything I need. I trade based on my TA. At least I used to. Remember, guys, I trade based on my TA. I don't trade based on other people's TA. So even when people send me their indicators, like, I'll look at them, but I'll never trade with them, no matter how good they are. Someone can swear that their trading system, just do this and this and this based on my indicator, and you will make money. That's not what I will ever do. I will never do that. And that's not what I teach people to do. Like, I don't teach you to go find another trader and follow that trader. I teach you to build that indicator yourself. And then what you do with it is up to you. You can share it with people. You can have groups that follow your trading if you like. I don't recommend it, but you can. You can monetize it, or you can use it to trade. My goal is to teach you how to use the currently available TA. And then you use that knowledge to combine it, because there is infinite number of permutations of currently available indicators. Like Larry Williams designed like half of these indicators. That's what he did. He just designed new indicators. So you can learn them, you can combine them, and you can create a trading strategy with them. Okay. I don't know if you're the real Brian Kelly, but thank you for your kind words. So that's what I teach. I teach you how to use some of the indicators to have basic knowledge of trading. I never recommend people follow other traders unless they know what they're doing. And if you're not capable of designing your own indicators or your own combination of indicators to trade profitably, then you can perhaps learn from others and maybe start following them. But the goal is to build something for yourself. Okay. I learned sequential. I loved sequential. I traded differently than Tom DeMark does. And there you go. That's what I started doing. I do want to look at Netflix. Netflix still looks very, very good to me. It hit some resistance over here at the 200-day moving average. But look, the second half of the day was bullish. That's good to me. I would now probably raise my stop loss. If I was long in this trade, probably raise that stop loss. Probably I would give it a little leg room. I'd probably raise this stop loss. Maybe I would have already been stopped out today. Who knows? If I wasn't stopped out today, I'd have my stop loss right there. I think Netflix can get a little bit higher and challenge these moving averages. I'm still bullish. We're pushing the bounds of the 1 to 4 candle correction. So if there is serious weakness here, I'm also happy to short Netflix into its countdown phase to new lows. But these were very strong 3 days. I want to see if it can break that moving average. Someone's asking me, do I see a big descending triangle for me on the 12-hour? I did not. I did not see a moving average on the 12-hour. I'm sorry, this descending triangle. So here's the daily. Here's the 12-hour. I'll tell you why I don't see a descending triangle. Because I don't have 3 points. I have 2 points. If this here would have came down to the $9,100 range, I would see a triangle. But I don't. I either have got to put the bottom of the triangle here, which means this is problematic. And I still only have 2 points on the bottom side. I just can't draw a triangle here. Sorry, guys. I don't see a triangle. Someone is asking me the difference between orange arrows and red arrows. Well, if you have this indicator, you would know the difference because you would get learning materials with it. But to give you a quick answer, let me see if I have a lime arrow here. The reason why an arrow would be orange, I want to find an orange arrow versus a yellow versus a red arrow. Man, all of these are just red. Is there a single orange arrow? Wow. Wow. Everything's red. Red means perfected. So what you want to do is you want to read up about the sequential, and you want to read the difference between perfected and not perfected. So that is an orange arrow. That means it's not perfected. That is a lime arrow. That means that it's not perfected. That is a red arrow. That means that it's perfected. I'm not going to explain what perfected and not perfected means. You should Google that. The crypto jungle. Tone, check out Ugly Old Goat was a daily. Oh, thought it was Ugly Old Goat. COG was a daily 9 on your Telegram channel. Also, COG, I guess it was one of the something in our notification. We can check out COG. Cobalt. Oh boy. Right, but this is earnings, right? And the rule of a swing trader is never to hold through earnings. So this 9 was pretty much meaningless. In addition, this 9 was not a reversal candle. It closed at the low. I would never be buying on this day, even if there was no earnings. This 9 is a reversal candle. It's unfortunate that it's not perfected. And when the following candle confirms this top, it's a great time to short. Once you broke setup trend, it was very likely this was going to be a 9 that was going to continue going down into the countdown phase. We are now fully in the countdown phase. I think the stock is too late to short it. And if you bought, put options here, I mean, I would not have held to earnings. So I really don't have much to comment on this other than I wouldn't want to be long this thing, but I would not have been long this thing into earnings. GBTC might be looking like more of a descending triangle. I don't know where my GBTC chart is. No, again, I can't give you 3 points, right? Like here, this one, these two are in a straight line, but these two are now lower. It's hard. I can't draw a descending triangle here. It's not good enough for me. Do I have Microsoft here? I do. Microsoft's bullish. This is a bullish candle to me. It, went almost all the way back to the top at the end of the day. On a daily scale, Microsoft is bullish. Look at Consensio. The moving averages are all rising. They're all above each other. Microsoft just made a new all-time high, I believe. Probably it should have. Microsoft's looking great. If I was holding Microsoft, I'd still be holding it. We can look at it on a weekly scale. It's on a sequential 13, but again, we're at the high. Let's see how this week ends. You have, I believe, another countdown in the background from this latest 9. Very bullish. Be mindful of earnings. Oh, earnings passed. You're good to go. Apple is looking bullish as well. Yes, I know there is an S13 here. Sequential 13. Professional traders are probably looking to take profit here. That's a bullish candle to me. I'll wait. I'll tighten up my stop loss. I want to see what happens in 3 days when it hits a daily 9. On a weekly scale, Apple looks great. Got one more week, and then you got to be careful. See, it topped right here on a 9. This one wasn't good. That was a 7. I wonder if there was anything on that day. Oh, it was also earnings week, April 29th. Big reversal candle. It beat earnings, and then it was all downhill. That's rare, but it happens. It's a beautiful shooting star candle. Would have been hard to trade because of this. Even if I would have shorted right here, this would have gotten me scared, and I would have gotten out. I would have missed the drop. Not every trade is going to be profitable, guys. All right, I should probably get going. This is almost an hour long. I don't know what that is. It's not a stock. I don't want to look at shitcoins today, guys. Let's look at Tesla. Ooh, Tesla did not have a good earnings. I'm pretty sure I warned people on that. 9 was coming, but earnings was coming too. Either way, it was going to top the following day. Man, if only they would have delayed earnings by one more day, I would have, totally praised sequential here. But it was all earnings. It had a good run up. Earnings could only disappoint at that point. I love how it held setup trend, and I would rather be long Tesla now than short. Good run up though. Yeah, everyone talks about the 3-day chart. I mean, maybe I'll look at the 3-day chart. I guess we'll use the daily. My weekly has more annotations on it. 3-day chart is going to come up on a 9 tomorrow. You know, the 3-day chart has this triangle-ish posture, especially if we pull back up a little bit here. I can put a straight line here with a bunch of tails breaking. This does not look like a good shape to me. It just doesn't. I mean, just go back, right? It does have this bubble feel. And now we're like consolidating over here. I mean, you can go by percentage, right? I mean, we had a high. We had a secondary high. So off this breakdown right here, right? This wasn't a triangle either, right? You see all these piercings, and then eventually you had a low close. So from here to here, what was it? I'm not even cherry picking the ultimate low, right? Let's just go to the setup trend line. That's a 50% correction in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, in 7 candles on 3-day charts. 3-day candles, 7 candles in 21 days. You know, if I slide this over, using 3-day charts, the difference is that we're coming up on a 9 here. Back then, it was only a 3. You know, but if we break this line down, well, 50% correction from 9,000 takes us to 4.5. I win my bet. 4.5 wins the bet for me. That's the bet I have with Ran of Crypto Man Ran from CNBC Crypto Trader. If we touch below 4,500, I win I win a nice steak dinner, which is not a great cancellation price considering how much my hodled Bitcoin would lose. But yeah, 50% correction takes us to 4.5. So pretty straightforward, right? EWZ, that sounds like an ETF. Yep. I used to work for MSCI, by the way. One of my jobs. Yeah, there's the 913 weekly. I think we posted Brazil just today. Let me see. In the notification service. Posted a lot of stuff in the notification. Oh, by the way, subscriptions are gonna all start next week for that. It's still gonna be free for a while, but we're gonna beta test subscriptions. Damn, I have a lot of stuff in my Telegram. I think the Bovespa, I think we notified this morning. Yep, IBOV right there. Bovespa index, yeah, we did. Well, the index is a little different than the ETF. I mean, we did do it this morning. Right there. I believe this is Brazil. But yeah, beautiful 913. Look at it getting rejected from setup trend line. I mean, this is classic sequential. Get out of your Brazilian stocks. Right here. Find a country that's bottoming at a 9 and 13. That's how you want to trade. And keep an eye on Titan. Man, this was that 913 weekly and 913 monthly and 9 daily right at the high. And I actually want to see if it breaks setup trend on a weekly scale. And AGN, I was talking about this guy about, wait, why was I talking about this? Oh yeah, I was talking about a potential buying opportunity off this 9, but with earnings coming up, I would be careful in buying the stock. I actually thought earnings was earlier. I thought earnings was going to happen at the end of July, not like in the middle of August. So I may have to rethink doesn't matter what I wrote in the notification service. But, so far it's holding, buying off this 9. And when you're wrong, when these lows start to break. All right, guys. Tesla's CTO left. Interesting. You know what? AMD. I should look at AMD because I'm curious. The daily isn't interesting. It's consolidating at the high, which is a bullish sign. Earnings is coming, so it doesn't matter. Earnings in 2 days. Like, we shouldn't even look at AMD. It's irrelevant. We'll look at it after earnings. All right, guys. We'll call it a day. Oh, boy. Yep, Amazon earnings. I wouldn't hold Amazon right now. I would stay away and see if this setup trend line holds it up and this moving average holds it up. I would get there was nothing I would do with Amazon right here. I would wait this entire week. All right, guys, I'm gonna call it a night. Thank you all for watching. Once again, RIP Tyler Jenks, and we will remember you. I will try to find some good clips. I have a webinar coming up on account and money management. My, at the moment, last in-person workshop, Dallas. I'm sure there'll be more in the future. And if you are a high net worth individual in the world of finance, we are putting together the Financial Summit in Bali. The price tag is 1 Bitcoin with a $9,000 floor. And Tyler was going to be a big part of it. Unfortunately, he won't be there. And it does come with a very nice all-inclusive resort. You can read about all of the amenities. Yeah, check out what it's for. It's we're focusing on these 3 concepts. I know Ugly Old Goat will be there. Ven Zen will be there. I'm still speaking to Willie Wu, trying to make sure he will be there as well. Maybe a few other traders that I respect, and trying to get a couple of hedge funds there as well. So it'll be a good event. It's definitely not for people with day jobs. It's definitely for full-time traders, high net worth, financially independent, people who want to be in more control of their money. And potentially I want to connect traders looking for capital to trade and hedge funds looking for talented traders. This is what this event is mostly about. And it's very limited. It's going to be very small. It's going to have a maximum of 30 attendees. I doubt I will get 30 attendees. So we will try. I'll be happy if I can get 15 to 20. I think it'll be great for an entire week at have access to some of the people that and maybe learn some more trading skills. Okay. And of course, 50% of profits will be going towards Tyler Jenks. We will decide in what form we will, what we will do with that profit, assuming there is profit. There may not be. Okay. All right, guys. I will talk to you all on the next one. Thank you so much for watching. We'll try and bring you the daily brief tomorrow. All right. See you all on the next one.